What's going on, guys? Kalipis Tech here, coming back at you with another video. This is the beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A12. In this video, I'm going to be going over a bunch of different tips and tricks for this phone that you're going to want to know about when you're setting it up for the first time. So let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to change the clock style. By clock style, I mean this little clock right here. You can actually customize this in a few different ways. So let's take a look at how to do it. First things first, we're gonna go to settings, lock screen, and clock style right here. It can be a little bit misleading at first because you'd think that you would go to display for clock style, but you actually go to lock screen. It's a little weird. When I saw it for the first time, I was a little confused, so definitely just be aware of that little step. Now, you can choose between any of these clocks right here. So for example, we're gonna do a nice analog clock and then change the color. And now, this is what the clock is gonna look like, and all you have to do is hit done and the clock is gonna be changed. The next thing I'm gonna show you is how to change your screen lock. Now, this is gonna include the biometric stuff too. I will get to that. The screen lock is basically exactly how it sounds, how you lock and unlock your screen. So we're gonna go to settings, and down at the bottom, there are two different places you're gonna wanna go. If you haven't set up a PIN, then you're gonna wanna go to lock screen, and then screen lock type. And this is where you're gonna be able to set up your PIN for the first time. Now, if you wanna change your screen lock type, of course, go ahead and enter your PIN. And now you'll be able to choose between swipe, which is nothing at all, pattern, which in my opinion, it's super outdated. That's something that people were using back in 2011, but now pins are really the thing that everybody uses. But again, it is up to you. For password, I feel like that's a bit of overkill, but again, you can always do what works best for you. And here's where you're gonna activate face unlock and fingerprints. If you don't have those registered, you are gonna have to go to the biometric section, which is right below lock screen right here. And here, you'll be able to register your face and your fingerprints, of course, after entering your PIN. And then if you haven't already, you can go back to the lock screen type and activate face unlock and fingerprints, and you'll be good to go. In case you're wondering, the fingerprint scanner is located right here on the power key. Really nice spot for it. The next thing I'm gonna show you is how to customize your home screen. Now you can technically get to these settings through the settings menu, but I'm gonna show you a much easier way to do it. Just simply take any finger and put it on the screen for just a second, and you'll get this menu. You can change your wallpapers, themes, widgets, and go to the settings. Lots of different stuff you can do from here. You can even rearrange the pages. So I definitely recommend taking a look at this as soon as you get your phone set up. The next thing I'm gonna show you is system navigation. So right now we have the 3-button system down at the bottom that everybody is familiar with, but I'm gonna show you how you can customize this. We're gonna go to settings, display, and navigation bar. Now I don't know why it's in display. That's a little weird. Logically, I would think it would be in something like advanced settings, something like that, but it is what it is, I guess. Here, you can change the order of the back button in the recent apps button, or you can go to gesture navigation. Gesture navigation is a really cool system. What it does is replaces the 3 buttons with this little bar down here. So instead of pressing a home button, all you need to do is swipe up. To go to your recent apps, drag your finger up from the bottom. And to go back, there are 2 ways you can do it, and they do the exact same thing. You can swipe from left to right, or from right to left. It does the exact same thing, so don't worry about the order you do it in. Honestly, I wish that they just did left to right for back, and then had a forward function too, but I guess the 3-button system doesn't have a forward function either, but I think it would have been a nice improvement. I'm a fan of both button and gesture navigation, but I do suggest playing around with it a little and deciding for yourself which one works best for you, because everyone's taste is going to be a little different. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to turn on the blue light filter. The blue light filter basically tints your display in a slight amber color that helps filter out some of the blue light that can be uncomfortable for people's eyes. So we're going to go to settings, display, and toggle on eye comfort shield. As you can see here, it tinted the screen just a tiny bit, and you can always hit this one more time. And now you can customize, first of all, when it goes on. You can have it come on during the nighttime, something like that. And you can also adjust the temperature so you can make it really extreme or barely anything. The next thing I'm going to show you is a real basic function, and that is how to take a screenshot. What you're going to want to do is press the power key and the volume down key at the same time, just like this. You don't want to hold these buttons, you just want to press them. This little toolbar is going to come up where you can edit the photo however you want. And then you can also do a few things to it. So we're going to go to settings, advanced features, screenshots. And here you can turn off that little toolbar. You can hide the status and navigation bars, which I think is really cool. You can have it delete screenshots as soon as you share them. And you can change the format from a JPG to a PNG. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to get the battery percentage in the status bar. As you can see right here, we got the icon, but no battery percentage. Unless you pull down the quick menu, then it shows. So what we're going to do is go to settings, notifications, advanced settings, and right here up at the top, there's a little status bar section, and you're going to toggle on show battery percentage. And now you can see the battery percentage right here on the status bar. The next thing I'm going to show you is a feature called one-handed mode. This is exactly what it sounds like. It basically shrinks your display down to the point where you only need to use one hand to operate it. It's really perfect for if you're in a situation where you literally can only use one hand to use your phone. Say you're carrying something while you're walking, something like that. Let's take a look at how to get it. So we're going to go to settings, advanced features, in one-handed mode. As you can see here, it's toggled on. If yours is not, definitely do that. And then hit it one more time. Right now, one-handed mode is activated with a gesture going like this. When you're in one-handed mode, this is the screen. This is pretty much it. It's really tiny, really easy to use. You can also press this little button here to shift sides depending on which hand you're using. And when you want to go back to full screen, just tap anywhere and it's going to go back. You can also have it activated by a button, which is done by double tapping the home screen, and it's going to do the same thing. Now keep in mind, in normal button navigation, you can use either a gesture or a button, but in gesture navigation, if you have that as your system navigation, you, for obvious reasons, can't use the button. You have to use the gesture, and furthermore, you actually have to go to these settings and change it from button to gesture before you can even activate gesture navigation. So definitely be aware. It will have an error message show up and tell you this if you try to change it, but it's better to be already expecting it so you can be more prepared. The next feature I'm going to show you is Dual Messenger. Dual Messenger basically allows you to make a copy of an app like Snapchat or Facebook so you can have two accounts without logging out of one and logging into the other. It's a real convenient feature, super easy to get to. In the settings menu, we're going to go down to advanced features and then hit Dual Messenger, and it's going to come up with a list of all the compatible apps. All you need to do is toggle any of them on that you want on, and it's going to download a separate copy. Now you can also use a separate contacts list too. So if you have a business Facebook and a personal Facebook, you can keep that a little bit more separate. Same thing with Snapchat. Either this was recently added or I never noticed it before, but the separate contacts list is really cool. The final thing I'm going to show you is how to hide apps. There are many reasons you might want to do this. It definitely helps with clutter, and it's really easy. We're going to go back to that home screen menu I showed you earlier in the video. Go to these settings and hit hide apps. Now, whatever we hide, for example, I already have the calculator hidden, and you're not going to be able to find the calculator anywhere in the app drawer. If you want to unhide something that you've already hidden, you're going to go back, hit the hide apps again, and unhide it. And be sure to hit done, otherwise none of your changes are going to be finalized. And now when I go back to the app drawer, the calculator is going to be right back in there. But this was my beginner's guide to the Samsung Galaxy A12. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.